Evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Talk with Antonio. I am your host, Antonio. Well, today is August 23rd, 2025. I was working today originally, but the day before, I actually hurt my back. I was lifting an air conditioner to help out here in my home. And I went to work that same day, but I was feeling it, and you know how I was carrying waters and all that, and I actually felt that, and I think I firmly believe that I pulled a muscle. And today I woke up feeling extremely bad. It was so bad today that I was walking, I was limping, and then when I did work earlier, but I came back home and I took a muscle relaxer, and that it did help out. Not gonna lie, but it knocked me out, and I woke up not too long ago. I said goodnight to my very favorite special person in the world, and right now I'm gonna have an all-nighter, so might as well just record on my podcast, and afterwards, once I finish recording and editing, I will upload it tonight, later on actually, and take another muscle relaxer so I could feel better, so I can go back to work and feel a little bit better. But meaning that if I am working, I won't be able to go to the gym because of this nagging back injury that just happened. So it really sucks though, but it is what it is, like they say. So for this week's episode, as y'all know, the ice race is still going on here in Southern California, especially like in cities like Los Angeles. And right now, earlier today, I saw one. They were trying to go into a barbershop in Linwood. They were trying to force themselves into the fucking cocksuckers, and they were even threatening they were going to go. They were going to go after their parents. Bunch of fucking cowards, masked up. Because it's funny how the same right wingers who were against masking during the COVID-19 pandemic, but yet somehow when it comes to this job right here, it's okay to mask up. So it doesn't surprise me. It's the hypocrisy from the ultra right, and the one thing that right now, like, just seeing ICE really angers me. Because there's supposedly the Trump administration was going to go after criminals and such, when in reality that can be further from the truth. There's no facts in it. They're going after brown people, hard workers. And judging by this, there's a fucking hack of an actor, a has-been actor, that goes by. I don't know if y'all heard of Dean Cain. This fucking piece of shit. I've never been a fan of this guy. His dude's name is Dean George Cain, or his real name is Tanaka. That's from his father. It says here that Dean George Tanaka was born on July 31st, 1966 in Selfridge Air Force Base in Harrison Township, Michigan. His mother, Sharon Thomas, was an actress. His father, Roger Tanaka, was an American serviceman of Japanese descent, the son of John Megumi Tanaka and Miyoko Tanaka. Cain said that several members of his family were interned at the Mendocino War Relocation Center in Idaho. The rest of Cain's ancestry is of Welsh, Irish, and French Canadian. All right, this is where I really get angry from this fucking piece of shit right here. It clearly says here that on his dad's side of Japanese descent, they were all interned in the Mendocino War Relocation Center in Idaho during World War II. And yet somehow this guy decides to join ICE to rile up and lock up brown people and put them in relocation center like they're doing right now, with Alligator Alcatraz and another one in Texas that's being constructed by Crippy Boy Greg Abbott. I have noticed is like people like Dean Cain, people like Marco Rubio, people like Ted Cruz, they're all descendants of immigrants, yet somehow are the biggest racist of all time. They hate people who are quote unquote not white. They're self-hating right there. and yet they're like the biggest anti-immigrants. And you know, it's funny that a lot of people say that they come here legally, and you know, my nephew has a friend who is so fucking stupid. He says that it's easy to come here legally. That's not the case, especially right now with this guy in charge, Trump. He's making immigration laws more stringent. And you know, it's funny. I read that if you have a social media, if you're anti-Trump, if say you come visiting here to this country and they check your phone and they see your social media and they say it's anti-American, when in reality, if it's talking shit about Trump, they'll just send you back. I thought this country was all for freedom of speech, but if it's against Trump, it's not freedom of speech. That's just like a perfect example of how much of a fascist pig Trump is, you know? And every time this dude is on what is it, Truth Social, running his mouth, that right now he's gonna check the visas of 55 million immigrants who have visas. If they have something, they're gonna deport them. That's right now he's always writing on capital letters on Truth Social. You know, for once, Trump. Shut up! That's what he needs to do. He never shuts the fuck up at all. At all. And right now with this fucking hack right here, Dean Cain, and now he's let's look at his resume right here. This dude was a football player. He played for the NFL. He was drafted for the Buffalo Bills in 1988 in the offseason and practice squad member only. But he's technically was in the NFL, but he didn't really play there. It says here that he signed with the NFL's Buffalo Bills as a free agent, but he hurt his right knee during training camp, which prevented him from playing in the preseason, and underwent arthroscopic surgery in late July. It says that he was placed on the Bills' injury reserve list for the season. The injury ended his football career prematurely. In that aspect, I do feel sorry for him, because just imagine if you're trying to do something like everyone like who is an athlete. Doesn't matter if you're a basketball player, football player, soccer player, baseball player, etc., wrestler, lacrosse, whatever. If you make it to the pros, that means that you made it. But you know, sometimes most of the time making it to the pros, it's damn near impossible. And the people who make it to the pros, good for them. I respect that. It's a huge admiration right there. But yeah, for this dude, after he ended his career with football, he says that he turned to screenwriting and then acting, shooting dozens of commercials, including a volleyball-themed spot for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, and appearing in such popular shows such as Grapevine, A Different World, and Beverly Hills 90210. And you know what? Okay, this right here, I have heard this. I used to watch, back then I used to channel surf, and I did see A Different World. And you know what's funny? How in the series A Different World, he comes out in an episode called The Cat's in the Cradle. It says here that at a hotly contested Hillman, Virginia AM game, Ron accepts a sucker bet from 3 white A&M students and gets into a fight with them. So basically, this dude right here, Dean Cain, plays like those typical high school jocks or college jocks, whatever, and he fights against a black guy. But in the episode, if you could look it up on YouTube, I'm not lying, he plays like the straight out racist. He's just like a racist dude in the episode. And you know, it's funny how there's a saying, art imitates life. And there you go. The way he acts in that episode, it's what he acts in real life, because it does not surprise me at all how Dean Cain is what he shows in that episode, what he represents in real life. And you know what I call him? It says here that the most famous role that he made up until this day is in 1993. Cain took his biggest role to date, that of Superman in the television series Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. It says here that at the height of its popularity, the program drew an average of at least 15 million viewers per episode. The series ran for 4 seasons, ending in 1997. Cain later later made his first return to the Superman franchise with a special guest role in the season 7 episode of Smallville as Dr. Immortal Curtis Knox, a character based on the upcoming DC Comics villain Vandal Savage. Cain returned to the Superman universe again between 2015 and 2017 in a recurring role as Supergirl as the title's character foster father, Jeremiah Danvers. Ugh. Just... Ugh. Jeremiah. Oh, just hearing that name, just like, ugh. Ugh. I hate that name. But when I remember watching this series growing up on, back then they used to show it on TNT. He sucked. I'm sorry. Even before he became all this ultra right wing nut. I never saw him as Superman. Number one, like he's not a great looking guy. He did not have, if you ask me, the way he played the character of Superman, Clark Kent, Dean Cain was a fucking charisma vacuum. Literally, he was a fucking charisma vacuum. Sorry. And it says here they show a picture of him at the 45th Primetime Emmy Awards with them when they won an Emmy for that series. Well, good for them. I don't know. I really can't speak for Terry Hatcher because I don't know much about her. I know that she came on in some very famous series. I don't know. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. But like I said, I really can't speak for Terry Hatcher. But for Dean Cain, I'm sorry, he fucking sucked camel dick as Superman. He was a charisma vacuum. He did not have the it factor. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, you know. And the thing is I'm sorry. He fucking sucked as Superman. And then later on, I remember he became the host of in 1998. He became the host of Ripley's Believe It or Not. I remember they used to show it on TBS on the Superstation back then. And look what it says here. In 2009, Cain was ranked number 33 on VH1's 40 Hotties list, hottest hotties of the 1990s. And afterwards, what the fuck he became? Nothing. He's a hack. I'm sorry. He did not. I don't think he was a good actor. And because of his and you know, it's funny that he became. It says here on his political views. It says here that Cain said that in 2018 that he was once a registered Republican, but later became a registered independent, feeling that the Republican Party did not fully represent his views. Golly, look at him now. But it says here that he voted for Bill Clinton twice and voted for Al Gore in the 2000 presidential election, the latter of which he later said he regretted. He supported John McCain in the 2008 election. He supported Rick Perry. And in 2016, 2020, and 2024, he endorsed and voted for Donald Trump. He calls him Daddy Trump. Get the fuck out of here when he says that. And it says here that in 2018, look at this. I'm reading all what happened that he, after his acting career fizzled out. It says here that on June 19th, 2018, Cain was sworn as a reserve police officer for the St. Anthony Police Department in Idaho. It says here also in 2020, he joined the Pocatello Police Department in Idaho as a reserve police officer. He also subsequently joined the Frederick County, Virginia Sheriff's Office as a reserve deputy sheriff. So basically, he's a fucking pig. He's a fucking pig. No wonder he got bloated because he's fucking eating all that fucking bacon. Fucking pig. And it says here that in August 2025, Cain released a video indicating that he had joined ICE. No, whoa. And I'm being sarcastic, by the way. It says here he's encouraging others to join the agency as well. All right. Look, let's let's look at this. Okay. From what I've known, I won't lie. Once upon a time, I did try to apply to work in, not in Border Patrol, but in, what is it that they have? U.S. Customs Border Protection at the post office, because you know how they always check like boxes that come from other countries and all that stuff. That was my original choice for applying, and then I decided no, that ain't my thing. But it says here that he was born in July 31st, 1966, so he's 59 years old. And I know for a fact that if you try to join U.S. Border Patrol, ICE, you have to be like in your 20s and 30s. But right now, since the Trump administration has changed the laws, he now he's joining. Now he's pretending to be like a hero for his president. And you know, it's funny that he's being ridiculed right now. And he appeared on this other cocksucker from Fox News. What is it? Brian Kilmeade, whatever his name is. Fuck this guy. It says here that ever since he joined ICE, it says here that one of this well-known actors, John Leguizamo, he fucking shat on that motherfucker. I will read what he said, but he responded to John Leguizamo. It says here that actor Dean Cain says he's unfazed by the wave of backlash over his decision to join U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It says here that I'm not worried about Hollywood attacking me on the Brian Kilmeade show. They can attack me all they want to. It says here that what kind of losers volunteers to be an ICE officer? What a moron. Dean Cain, your pronouns are has been, Leguizamo said in the clip. Cain said that he was sad to hear Leguizamo's comments, but he remained committed to taking the oath. Okay, he says that what kind of loser volunteers to be an ICE officer? Those are the words of John Leguizamo. But it said, and Cain responded, and I quote, "I like John Leguizamo, so that's a little bit disappointing," said Cain of the Colombian-born actor's insults. However, he argued that many Hispanics do support ICE mission of securing the borders and helping the legal immigration system. All right. The supposedly Hispanics who say that are just the people who are against illegal immigrants who come to this country just to get a better life. You know, this is something that I've always had an issue with Latino Hispanic Americans. Okay. My parents came to this country in the 80s for a better life. And people say who come legally, okay, good for them. But in reality, ladies and gentlemen, everybody comes to this country illegally. Just look at the Pilgrims. They came to this country 400 years ago and they invaded and stole native land. There's your example. But if you say that, the fucking MAGA nuts are not going to like that. But everybody comes to this country illegally. Just like, look at the white Pilgrims. They came to this country illegally. Everybody comes here to this country. Why do they come to this country? Because they want a better life that their country of origin cannot give them. You know? My parents came to this country for a better life. And yeah, we have a house. We have jobs. We work. We have food on the table. Because we have a better life in this country. And I was born in this country. But yet somehow, this is where it really hits home. And this is why I cannot agree with all the Latino Hispanic Americans who are against illegal immigrants. They're saying that they should be deported back to where they came from. And I when they say that, I swear to you, I want to fucking slap them when they say that. The people who say that, they're the son of immigrants. And whenever I say, oh, they should deport all of them, I literally would like to go up and slap them in the face because, like myself, I'm the son of immigrants, but I am for immigrant rights and such. And yet for these people, these people of ICE, they just go and they tackle them and they fucking beat them up and they treat them like trash and they don't give a fuck and they just arrest just because they look brown. Okay. And it's funny how all these fuckers have their faces covered, but there's a video that was circulating around YouTube. Basically, it was a sign. They were basically trashing ICE, and then they come up and they tear the poster down. You could hear like the Trump we're gonna take over, but you could hear the heavy Hispanic Latino Hispanic accent. You could hear it's fucking heavy. And yet and what's funny? What's the sad part about this life? A person said that the biggest enemy for a Latino Hispanic American is the same of it is one of its own race, and that's a fact of life. I'm sorry, it's a fact of life. The majority of Latinos will get backstabbed by the same own by their own race, and that is super fucking sad. And it's funny. Okay, since Dean Cain right now wants to pretend and act and pretend to be a hero for his fat ass cholesterol-ridden shitbag Trump, he's only going to go after the Latino Hispanics who are here quote unquote illegally. And I would like to ask Dean Cain if he would be in face to face. I would like to ask, okay, so you're joining ICE because you're afraid of brown people. Why don't you go after the white Europeans or the lazy South Africaners who came to this country with everything handed to them, green card, housing. Go after other people like people who come from Asia or from other countries, But why only go after the people who just look Latino? That's what angers me. And I don't know. And the majority of people who I see who are ICE agents are all fucking Latino Hispanic descent. And they're doing this because of, number one, that I believe it's just self-loathing. They hate their own race because they want to deport their own people. It's just really infuriating, it hits home. And it's just like it's going back like in the 1930s or with fucking this stupid president with Herbert Hoover, who deported the majority of Mexican Americans, even United States citizens. He didn't give a fuck. He rounded up all Mexican Americans and they deported them, even United States Mexican Americans who were United States citizens. And this fucking orange fuck is doing the same thing right now, and that's infuriating. And for Dean Cain right now, since he can't be Superman anymore, now he wants to be Superman for Trump. And and John Leguizamo fucking trashed this motherfucker. These are the words of John Leguizamo. This is what he said. This is from the Hill. And this was posted on Instagram. And it says here, and I quote, "What kind of loser volunteers to be an ICE officer? What a moron. Your pronouns are has been." Exactly. And then he said that a fake DVD case bearing Cain's likeness with the faux film titled Age Ice. The repost was from a meme account who captioned the post with "More like Dean needs a cane, am I right?" Roast. Yeah. Yeah, like right now everyone's like just like roasting Dean Cain right now. And it's funny, speaking of that fucking asshole, I actually went on my very old personal account on Twitter, not with this one because I don't even use Twitter anymore, but on my very personal Twitter page that I had, I actually kind of went at it with him. He was saying all this conservative racist stuff, and I told him, "You're a has-been," because he was taking pictures with the American flag over here in Malibu, because every September in Malibu, they used to post all these flags of people who died in the World Trade Center, like people from all over the world, and he was there taking pictures like this, like saying all these that he's a patriot. And you know, it's funny, like people like him, like these MAGA, say that Republicans and MAGAs are only patriots. Democrats are not patriots. What the fuck do they know? I am a patriot. I love my country and understand that. But according to the MAGAs and Dean Cain, we don't. They can go fuck themselves, you know. And Dean Cain right now, like I said, I went at it with him, and he blocked me like the fucking pussy that he is. You know, it's just like, just reading of what this dude's doing. Now he's going to be sworn in. Now he's going to be all like acting all tough, being in a mask in LA, rounding up and gathering all these hardworking people, being rough with them. And I know he's going to be out there. And right now it's funny that on their website, they're saying that ICE is hiring. And you know, you want to know something? I would not take that job. They're offering, like, I believe it's like 30 something or 40,000. I don't know, and I don't know, nor do I fucking care to join that little Nazi group, because that's what they are now. They're like the new Nazi of this generation. Because they're scumbags. They'll do anything. Like right now, I've seen videos of how they break into other people's property. They break into cars to arrest people just because they look quote unquote brown. All I can say is, to you, Dean Cain, and to the rest of ICE, go fuck yourselves. And I don't pray, but I do hope and pray that once the Democrats take over the Senate and the House of Representatives, y'all gonna get unmasked. You know, right now you could all parade right now, being with all masked up, rousing up and roughing these poor people. But there's an old saying: everyone pays a piper in this life, and you motherfuckers are gonna pay for it. So in conclusion, I'd like to say, fuck the police and fuck ICE, and especially fuck you, Dean Cain. You fucking has-been. I have no respect for you, motherfucker. Go fuck yourself and eat a dick, you fucking has-been. So that wraps up for this week's episode from a podcast. For this coming week, I recorded a couple weeks ago talking about the life and death of Hulk Hogan, and right now there's more stuff coming out right now, which is like Brooke Hogan said on Instagram, saying that his father was killed, but right now they're saying that he was killed by medical malpractice. And right now they haven't cremated his body. His funeral was not that long ago. But they're saying that the wife of Hulk Hogan said that they're doing an autopsy, but once the autopsy is done, she's not going to reveal the results, which is fine. You know, she has every right to maintain privacy. But if that's the case, if Hulk Hogan died of medical malpractice, oh my God, there's going to be some major lawsuits right there. Because you hear a lot of medical malpractice a lot. And that's like a huge cause of death in people who are strongly dependent. Like, for example, look what happened with Michael Jackson. And right now with Hulk Hogan, it's sad, you know. So right now, that's going to be my episode for the coming week. And yeah, sorry if I went off on this rant on talking about Dean Cain and ICE. It just really, really angers me. Like Trump, that whole administration, especially that fat fuck Trump, Stephen Miller, and this little group of ICE, they are so threatened by by Latinos, Latino Hispanic Americans, or people of Latino descent who are here just their only crime is just crossing the border. According to them, that's a major crime. They're coming here for a better life, and they're working. They're taking jobs that Americans don't want to take. But yet somehow right now they feel threatened, especially like Dean Cain feel threatened by brown people. You know? No, they're fucking idiots. Fuck Dean Cain, fuck ICE, fuck the police, and fuck Donald Trump. Have a good night.